Open mic, what is up? We are April the 19th. This is, what are we, the 29 episodes, I believe?
Yeah, 29.
29. And we got Philippe joining us this time.
How's it going? Almost to the dirty 30.
Right? And that's Johnny. That is not one of the Melendez brothers. It is Johnny Garza, I promise you.
Is my hair that rocking yet?
Yeah. He's got rice, doesn't he?
Yeah, pretty 80s, baby.
I think he looks hardcore like a Melendez brother. No doubt.
Some people not going to know that shout out. They're going to look it up.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to have to look it up.
Well, they've been in the news lately. Because
yeah, that's right. One of them
reunited. They got the first time they've met in 15 years, 20 years, however long they've been in prison.
Really?
They're in court. Yeah.
I had to be longer than that.
What are they in court for?
Yeah, maybe 25 years or something.
Yeah. I would say something like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah, I wonder how that works for them. You know, I guess they're.
Not like they planned. I bet they thought there was going to be all kinds of money.
Well, they're in different prisons, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't let them be in the same prison.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know if it's stipulation because they're brothers or what, but
they might plot again.
Yeah, I guess that you don't want to be hooking them up, letting them hang out. Then that defeats the purpose of them fucking, serving time and being in a shitty spot. Yeah. If you got somebody, like if y'all were in prison with me, I'd be like, hey, look at that.
We're cruising on.
We'd be doing this minus the fucking microphones in prison,
Just rapping it. Yeah. So I guess you're right. It wouldn't be so.
Yeah, there's no way it'd be bad.
That's why they gotta separate.
Dude, speaking of, I saw on the news. There was a girl by the name of Amanda Hawkins in Kerrville. She had 2 babies and she left them in the car and they died. Yeah, it was a really fucked up story. From what I understand, these babies were pissed off somehow, so she left them in the car and went and hung out at her friends like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It stayed all night and then left the babies in there. Yeah, so she got arrested. She's been in prison. And there's a turn in the fucking story, man. I saw on Facebook that a corrections officer, a 20-year-old guy who was married, was having non-sexual relationships, but apparently he broke a rule that's like contraband, that he was like writing her letters and gave her a ring and said that they loved it. And so all her calls that she was making were going to his phone, and so they were talking, and they ended up having this relationship. So the guy fucking lost his job and all that because of this dumb this chick is still destroying lives.
Wow. You know what, like, I met chicks like this throughout, just getting around, and I always told myself, I was like, man, they come from a long line of, like, women that just wreck shit throughout, like Egyptian times I'm talking about, like, like the ones that they talk about, the Pharaoh had an affair and wrecked shop.
You mean just dangerous bitches?
Yeah,
just destined to fuck up people's lives. Well, yeah, she did it, dude. This guy, well, check it out. He ended up getting arrested, right?
I hate to be laughing about the kids, but,
No, it's fucked up. It's a shitty fucking situation. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, this guy ended up having some kind of relationship with her. And then after he got arrested for getting busted, having the contraband, which is, like I said, letters, and they gave her a ring, he ended up getting arrested. And then he had to go home to where he was from, which is like Leon Valley. And then he got into an altercation with his wife and then got arrested again. So... It was a 20-year-old kid, a Mexican guy.
20?
20.
He's young and dumb.
Yeah, she was as well.
That's too young to be. You know what? That's too young to be a prison guard and be in charge of people like that. Like,
I agree. I agree. He was, and he even.
No matter what kind of training you've done, you still haven't gotten the grasp of street.
Yeah, just the maturity from age and experience at 20.
You don't have it. Like,
and then if you got people in there that are like 40s and 50s,
and they've been running game on young, like easily susceptible people.
Yeah,
that kid's done.
Way too young. I think that was a good point. Yeah, and he moved all the way up to corporal into this system that he was working for. I think he started working, they said, in May of 2017, so he was almost at a year. So he was a rookie, fucking A rookie.
Rook.
But yeah. Hey man, you remember that fucking, there was a bunch of podcasts ago, but we showed a clip of these two brothers, I guess they're black guys, and they were playing Beatles in the subway. Did you ever see this? You're not on social media, are you?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay, so everybody excuse this guy. He's going to be out the loop a bit. But yeah, man, we and Johnny showed this clip of these two, and I kept seeing it on Facebook, and it was these two brothers. I don't know if they're brothers. That might be just me fucking saying, because they're two black guys together.
I mean, it's brothers.
Right? Yeah. But anyway, but they're fucking good, and they're playing Beatles jams in the subway, and they're fucking good. Well, apparently that video that we saw is blown up
Oh.
And so now, check this out, man.
We were
They're called Black Rabbit. They're called Black Rabbit. And they do Beatles renditions, but they have blown up. So this is them. Since we've seen them, they've blown up.
They are brothers.
You see the resemblance?
It says instead of Mario and Raheem Taylor.
Oh, okay. So then there you go. I was right.
You were so on.
But yeah, but check it out. They've blown up.
They sound so good. Their music vibing off of each other. You know what I mean? Like it really sounds. Like,
it's real and natural,
to me,
right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently everybody else had that same feeling because, as you saw it, they went viral. And it's the Beatles.
What else do you do?
And if you do the Beatles right, it's hard to not feel the
Yeah,
Beatles.
you can't.
So in a way, they kind of got a little crutch, but nonetheless, they did it well. You know.
Look at them sipping. Now they're sipping over here.
Oh, fancy.
See, and I have to give full disclosure. I'm not a big Beatles fan myself.
What?
Oh, well, there you
What
go.
a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Not
Really?
to say that
Right.
not to say that I'm a big fan, but I enjoy the music, I guess.
And you don't even take of its own.
Are you a fan of that era, any? Like, you know, the 60s, 70s, 50s?
Yeah. I do
What were you?
stuff,
You had your earphones on the way over. What were you jamming?
Oh man, I think it was playing some 80s stuff. It was Hall & Oates.
So
Which one? Method of Modern Love. Yeah.
you were getting old school funky,
Yeah. Yeah, some 80s pop soul funk. Whatever you want to call it there.
Well, you know.
But the Beatles.
that's a deep niche right there.
That's me. I'm all about the niches.
Yeah, yes. Deep cuts by Felipe.
The only one I really like is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band. That album.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So
album.
you actually can shout out one that you really dig.
Dude, man, I don't know how. Yeah, it is because that's
because of all the kind of music I like. That well, for sure, he likes the Beatles.
Oh, Beatles got it. Yeah.
I grew up listening to that, dude. Like that's my dad. My dad was like a weird audio. He was a really weird audio guy, but no schooling. He's just always been into it. So I guess you can kind of see where I get it. Mm-hmm. But he would like always record movies and like edit the recordings, and he even had a tape full of all the Beatles movies, which was Help, that black and white one, which A Hard Day's Night. He had all these on, and so I would watch them as a kid. I was like fucking 5 and 6, and I would watch this because it was kid-friendly shit, and it was heavily musically. And so the Beatles is a big part of right here for me. Yeah, for sure.
You're like, dude.
But anyway, the reason why I wanted to bring up that fucking clip with those brothers is that, you know, it just shows how social media helps people go viral. They got an album coming out, it said, you know, because of this.
Wow.
So,
good things come from it. You know?
No, yeah. I mean, I mean, you don't just go viral for being a fucking shitty artist or whatever. So they obviously had something going on. Anyway, but there's a kid that I saw this late last week. It's a fucking little kid singing a Hank Williams song in Walmart, right? No biggie. It's just a fucking redneck kid in Walmart singing a Hank Williams song, right? Who would fucking think? 22 fucking million views all together.
Wow.
This is off spread of it, but overall the kids had like 22 million views. This kid everybody loves this kid so much. Coachella was just on, right? Yeah. He went and played at Coachella. He sang.
What?
And people went crazy.
Yeah,
they recognized the kid.
Yeah.
And so I want to play you.
They see it was that viral where they recognized him.
Yeah, dude, everybody's seen it. If you're on social media of any type, you've seen this kid. And so I'm gonna play a clip of it. And like I said, I was fucking totally blown away because I'm a country fan. I like Hank Williams, so I dug it anyway. So it was just neat to see everybody else kind of get into it too. But yeah, this kid has just captured the hearts of everybody.
Got it there.
Got the yodeling down.
But yeah, just that clip. That's it. That's all it is. And this kid is just going fucking dead. And look, and here it is. Now I'm going to play the Coachella version where this little boy got to go and hang out at Coachella. So. You would have thought
That's not us and it won't wait right for that kid.
And the boy's fearless.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen him, when people like sing, he's like, like without hesitation, you know.
I wonder if he knows what the song's about. You know, it's the kind of chicks we were just talking about, like, you know.
Look at this.
She'll do me, she'll do you.
He's like. To Coachella.
20,000 people right there.
That's pretty epic. He's gonna be a star for sure. I guess he already is. That's a dumb call.
This is an example of the good that social media.
Yeah, one for sure example.
Yeah, because I mean it's part of
Well, we never know where it'll lead for this kid. Hopefully not down the old.
Yeah, but it's neat, you know.
Alcohol and pills.
Yeah. That's a weird background for this fucking kid. But that's cool, you know. The kid fucking.
I'm with you, dude.
From a viral video to Coachella, you know.
Yeah.
The experience of a lifetime for the guy.
Some artists only dream of that they can make it that big, you know.
Oh yeah, there's people that have been playing for 20 years that wanted to play Coachella.
Yeah.
They never have, and the kid just gets to walk up there and do his thing.
And tear it up, like, I'm sure they're still happy for him too.
And not only
if they're legit, just genuine people and good artists, you know, I bet they're still happy for him.
Not only did he play Coachella, but he actually had everybody know who he was and got excited about it. You know?
Yeah, he walked out to already a standing ovation. That's the shit.
Another neat thing that happened this week was a basketball player that has fucking been in the D League for 10 years, which is, you know, there's the NBA and then there's the scrub league that they put you in for development. And this poor guy never gave up and sat in his fucking D League for fucking 10 years, dude, and fucking I don't want to say played for pennies, but you know he wasn't getting the
I wonder what they
paycheck
get
that
paid.
a pro would
Just
get.
a couple.
Yeah, they still pay you.
Know,
they pay
50
you.
G's.
No, yeah, probably 50 to 100.
Okay, that's something you get by on.
But yeah, man. So this is a pretty neat video of this
Hopefully
guy.
they feed you still yet.
So this guy, he got his call.
Feed you, let's have yours.
So he gets his call.
Ingram and Chris Paul is
and everybody knows
to
him.
talk to him. Boy, it's so nice to see all the great stars and the vets in this league. They know that this dream is coming true right now for Andre Ingram.
Yeah, so Paul was just telling him.
Knows it too, because they gave him a real nice.
Yeah, 10 years of fucking gritting it out, you know.
6 years with the South Bay Lakers, 6'3". And again, over a decade.
So of course, his first chance
in the NBA. On its way, down it goes. Welcome to the NBA, Andre Ingram. Makes his first try. That is awesome. How about having no nerves? What a moment. Ingram. On its way again.
He shoots like you do. His shots all weird, man.
You have got to love this.
Everyone's digging it.
You couldn't have scripted this any better. He gets stripped, saved by Ware. Good play by Blake.
Hustle now.
Ingram over Capella. And
he's
one.
fired, man.
Good for him.
He goes in, he goes
Lost
on,
it.
he goes on to score, I think, like 22 points or something along those lines. So he made
Good night.
good, yeah. He made good of his opportunity.
You got to. You know, it knocks but once, like they say.
I know, man.
You got to get out there and.
I was trying to look up the. It's called the G League now. Not
The G League,
yeah,
huh?
because Gatorade sponsors
Yeah.
it. So
That's why it's called the G League.
Not the D League anymore.
Ah.
But I don't know. There's kind of two things here. One says $35,000 a month plus housing and insurance for a 5-month regular season. This other one says $75,000 a month. So it's that much, but only for 5 months. But hell, you could live off the rest of the year if you saved your money, right?
Yeah, that's good money.
Like I said, if they feed you, you're up, man. 75 grand, and plus they're feeding you for 5 months.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I figured it was going to be good money. I didn't.
Yeah. 35, 75. 75 is solid. You know, that's something like you said. For 5 months, you can knock it out, and then if you get a hustle, you could really do something on the side.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe he coaches basketball. Maybe he goes out wherever he lives and just hustles up some side game.
I'm going to play one more.
White men can't jump status.
Since we're on the viral since we're in the viral area, I'm gonna play one more video before we go on.
We're going
and it's another guy.
full viral.
It's another guy who made good on his opportunity at a basketball game, but this is an attendant, a seating attendant. So like during the whole in between, where they like, hey, everybody dance cam.
Yeah.
So they got people going. They keep going to the usher guy, And so this guy went viral. I guarantee he's getting pussy all day long now. From now on. I mean, this video was everywhere for like a week.
You said go away already.
I gotta hand it to people though, to go ahead and just kind of cut loose like that when everybody's looking at you. There's a lot of people that are too scared to do such things.
Oh, for sure.
Look at him, he's going on.
Yeah. Guarantee he's getting okay. Guarantee, like you said.
He's making the best of that moment.
That's almost too good. It's like they planted a dancer there.
I'm almost thinking the same. But at the same time, it's so fun. Fuck it. You know what I mean? It's got a little bit of Kevin Longcannon in him.
Yeah.
P-Dog would have tore him down if it had been a showdown. Yeah, I gotta say he might be a plant too.
Yeah, but either way, it was
he tore the crowd. The crowd loved it.
I love those kind of moments.
I'm sure everyone was there, super stoked.
So yeah, I'll get off the viral tip dick there. Yeah. But it was those are just some videos that have been going on this week. You know what I mean? And that's the world of social media. You got that little boy, Hank Williams kid. Just
at least there's good stuff going around.
Yeah, for sure. It's
people are smiling over. I guess conversing over happier shit.
Yeah, I gotta say, at least people are seeing that kind of stuff on social media. It's friendly. None of the political stuff, I guess, that we're all kind of getting tired of. But,
I'm sure the world itself is even getting tired. Not just us Americans, but people are like, already get over it wherever they're at. I'm sure.
One thing that was big in media. Did you hear about the Starbucks thing?
Yeah. I heard about it. It was wild.
The story I understand, and this was in Philadelphia, is these two guys, black men, were in a Starbucks waiting for a business partner to show up, and they wanted to use the restroom, but the guy said, "No, you gotta buy something." They were like, "Well, we'll buy something when the business partner shows up," which is kind of understandable.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen many people take up just seating in restaurants.
But in some way, the manager of the store felt the need to call the cops, and so these guys were getting escorted out in handcuffs.
They're like, we're waiting on a business consultant. He's like, they're waiting on a dope dealer. That's all he thought was a business consultant was to them was gotta be dealing drugs.
He was
That's fucked up, man.
He thought fucking El Chapo was gonna walk in. But
the plug is coming through.
It ended up being a really big mistake on that guy because he lost his job, and then the owner or the main Starbucks guy, Mr. Starbucks, he had to release a fucking press conference and everything just to kind of calm it all down.
Yeah,
I heard they shut down every single store everywhere, and they had this whole retraining of racism and how not to be or how you should be or who knows what, right? But I don't know if that's true. If it is, shutting down every single one.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That's a
Starbucks,
shit.
Man.
I've been places where directly across the street, like George Carlin or whoever told the bit, there's one. You walk out of one and there's one right across the street. Yeah,
that's what you would hear. I'm not.
I've seen that shit before. For real, that's.
People lose their shit when I tell them I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. I've never drank a full cup of coffee in my life.
I've had a cup of coffee, but I don't drink coffee.
Really? I honestly thought you were a coffee drinker. I figured you were going to be like, I drink them all the time.
No, I can't even tell you the last time I had a cup of coffee. But I know I've had one or two in my life because everybody was like, "Gotta try it, dude. You gotta try it."
You're not a coffee drinker either.
I'm no. Well, but I will drink it. Not that I've only had one or two. I've had quite a few coffees, but. I don't just stop at a gas station or anywhere to get my coffee.
There's a bunch of people that are probably yelling at us like,
"Oh yeah, coffee, bro. We don't need that shit." I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah. If someone offers it to me because it's around and it's we're fixing to have a sit down in the morning and it's so be it. I'll have it, but I don't just drink it for no good reason.
Yeah, I won't even do that. But if I need pep,
I won't
if
even
need
do
a shot
that.
of
See, I've never
energy or
needed the
something,
pep. Yeah.
I'll drink a Red Bull, but not coffee.
I've never even had an energy drink.
Yeah.
I've never had one. Have you?
I save them.
I think I do. No, I've never had an energy drink before.
Oh.
I've never had a Red Bull, none of that shit.
Yeah, me either. Dude, we're working at we're redoing the bathroom.
I've heard of some crazy stories though.
What do you mean?
Like Bobby, Bobby worked in a graveyard with this cat that would come in 2 fat monsters and a 5 energy drink for each one, right? Like, yeah, so he'd crank the 5 energy drink, the 5-hour energy, pound it early, and sip on the monster or whatever it was throughout the shift.
You got to be
I'm
fucking
dead
shitty.
And that was the first half, bro. That was like just the 4
Wait a minute,
hours.
what was this job?
At the hotel, right there. It just
Did he need to be that alert?
it was an 11 to 7 graveyard shift.
So he was just trying to stay awake. Now,
Yeah, he was just trying to stay awake. Yeah, 11 to 7 graveyard shift.
I can't imagine, man.
Well, that and you got to build up tolerance to it too. If you drink a lot.
And so
true.
that was just the first part of the shift. He did the same thing on the back end.
Another 5 hour.
Yeah,
energy,
pound another 5 hour and sip through with the whatever. And I would ask, I was like, how does he act? He'd be like, man, he's somewhat okay, but he's always fucking off. Like, I don't know what. And
Man, I can't imagine being that contaminated.
dude,
Because I'm gonna call it
I
contaminated.
Knew, yeah, I knew I never could ever have shit like that. I sipped on one time. What's the one that the mixed drink that has Red Bull in it?
Vodka,
with vodka.
Red Bull?
Yeah, but they call it.
Oh, the
something
Jaeger bomb.
No, I don't know. That's Jaeger and something else, right?
Jaeger and Red
this was
Bull.
vodka. This
Oh,
was vodka and straight Red Bull. Maybe it was just a vodka. So I had like a drink like that before, but I've never just drank a
Just
fucking-
straight energy drink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
like
no
I've had
good reason.
Jaeger bombs. That's the
Yeah.
closest I've ever had to an energy drink.
What energy drink is in the Jaeger bomb?
I'm pretty sure it's Red
Red
Bull.
Bull.
Red
Yeah.
Bull. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just something I've never got into.
Yeah, for sure. I knew it wasn't my thing.
I think there's an art form to coffee though, because you hear all these motherfuckers talking about like, oh, it's a fresh print.
It guaranteed is, because I've been really lucky to try even Blue Mountain Jamaican coffee before. And this shit, you look at it on like connoisseur ratings, and they get the 4 or 5 star, whatever. Like, that's a 5-star bean. That's a 5-star bean, bro. And it was good. It was good. It was delicious coffee. But I think coffee's good in and of itself. But like I said, I just don't drink it.
I saw an article that said that fucking the chocolate bean or chocolate plant. What is it? What
The
is it?
cacao.
It's gonna be extinct in
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, where did I see that? I think I might have saved that article.
That's messed up, because I dig the shit out of me some dark chocolate.
I might have saved.
Yeah,
it.
the good stuff, man. It's good.
Yeah, right.
Dark chocolate every time. But it's good.
As a kid, I dug the shit out of milk chocolate, right?
Yeah, look.
You know what I mean?
Chocolate go extinct in 2050.
Damn, we better get on it.
Yeah, so no Reese's peanut butter cups anymore?
You know, I'd like to try one out of dark chocolate.
Reese's peanut butter out of dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they do that. Yeah, so it could only grow
Cacao.
about 20 degrees north.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess climate changes.
It must be.
Maybe.
You know, it's like we're having colder seasons and.
Man, when I worked at Chocolat here on Main Street, they got their dark chocolate from somewhere down there, and it would come in like these 20-pound blocks.
Oh, I bet that was killer, dude.
Then you melt it down in this pot, and then that's how you make everything out of it. Squeeze it out of, form it, shape it, do all that stuff. Yeah. It's pretty cool though.
That would have been a G job.
They had some of those seeds to see that showed you how chocolate was made, like true dark chocolate and all that stuff, the cacao seeds and all that.
So yeah, climate change is what they're attributing to it. A lot of the areas that the world produces most of the chocolate from is under threat from climate change. But it seems like the producer of like M&Ms and all that,
They better get on
the
it.
Mars company is looking to try to look into it, which understandably that's their fucking fortune. You know what I mean? So.
I wonder what that itself would taste like right there, just a straight cacao.
Kind of bitter.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah.
straight
I've
bitter.
had bitter chocolate and it's terrible.
You don't like it? I dig it.
No.
I dig it. But, you know, I didn't realize I like bitter shit until someone, because I like mustard on everything.
Yeah, so do I.
You know, and they were like, oh, you must like stuff bitter. And I was like, well, I don't know. I know I like mustard over ketchup. You know.
Yeah, so 2050. So that's about 32 years from now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like I said,
I'll be dead by then.
I'm riding right down to go get me some freaking 92% cacao or whatever.
Yeah.
Heavy dirt stuff.
Oh, did it say what country it was in?
It probably did. I just didn't catch it.
It was in a specific region of the equator.
Yeah.
So
it's like Ecuador or Colombia or something.
Yeah, I'm
like
sure
that.
just that given region.
Yeah, and it said it's in the rainforest like area. That's where chocolate is best climate is in the rainforest type of atmosphere, which is an equator type of area. So that's under threat. Yeah, man. 2050.
Get your chocolate, folks.
But man, have y'all fucking heard about the where's that place like in Antarctica? They call it something where they store all the seeds and plants and the Doomsday vault.
Yeah, the Doomsday. I have heard of that.
Isn't that, dude? That's why ain't they getting? I hope that's on. You know what I mean?
They guarantee have some chocolate up in there
for sure.
But I'm even though they have it, I don't know that it has to be the region where it's growing. I think that we're killing off.
How
the
much
region.
of a big head would you have if your album, like if you're a musician and they put your album in the Doomsday vault or a fucking movie? Because they have all that in there. They got actual,
even movies.
Yeah, they got the reels with like the film reels and all that. They got all of the older movies like Gone with the Wind, the original Gone with the Wind, and all that. They put it in there.
Some Jedi. They have the Jedi shit for sure.
Oh yeah,
that'd be a cool list to see. Have you seen the Gone with the Wind? Have you watched?
Yeah, it's a long ass movie.
Yeah, it is.
I've never actually seen the whole movie. I've popped up AMC channel or whatever and have been there.
I
never seen the whole thing.
I got into it fucking old movies here maybe about a month and a half
I love
months
them.
ago.
Yeah.
But I got like, and I hate to be this because I'm just gonna come off gay, but I got into like the old like Audrey Hepburn movies and fucking who else was it?
Hank,
yeah, like Casablanca is one of my favorites. You know, like I really got, and I watched the first Night in the Living Dead, like in 1930 something. Still fucking holds weight, dude. And maybe it might.
Now it's that old.
It might just be because I had a boner for old movies at the time, but it was a good movie, dude.
You still dug it.
But the zombies are all like,
I'm all thrilled,
walking real slow. So it's not really scary in that sense. It's more of just the. It's just more the idea.
They probably had a real good sense of music too. I always noticed it, like music would drive the emotion of the scariness of it. So they probably already had a real good sense for that and were able to ratchet that up.
It was the 30s stuff, do you think?
Yeah. Man, we'll look it up.
Man,
I want to say it's like 1938.
Damn.
I was thinking like 60.
That has to be a remake itself too, because I mean, I recall one and I was like, well, shit, that had to have been like you said, the 60s or 70s. That movie.
Yeah, so, I thought like George Romero directed the original one. And it was.
Oh, 1968. Damn, I was way off.
Yeah. See, I would have totally thought that.
I thought it was 30 something. Yeah,
maybe it was a different zombie movie.
No, I was wrong.
It's just because it's in black and white.
Because that's the movie.
Yeah.
That is the movie I was watching.
Okay. Look, this guy's he's all. It was George Romero.
Yeah, no, I know it's George Romero. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Name dropper over here. Like.
Yeah, kind of bad. I don't know. Do I keep just retain useless information? In my mind?
No, same here, man.
Like trivial stuff, not like it could be.
Why do you think you're sitting right there? It ain't because you fucking know physics, obviously. Fucking over here,
Fulcrum Master Philippe. Check this out.
Inside joke is the guy Philippe can't get the lighter and beer cap. You know, most people open. That's how movies open the bottle.
No, you can't say most people, but you can't. You could say.
I guess that was just
like in our given circle, it was semi-hit to be that dude, right?
It's a majority
to
for sure.
But there's places that they don't. I don't know. Maybe they still do the mouth thing.
I do some teeth.
Yeah, I've never done. I was too scared to do that shit. But yeah, man, fucking. It was it's pretty funny that. Shit, what was I gonna say? I was too busy looking at my list.
I got my list, the A list.
Yeah, normally I don't. See, you know, I don't try to freeball this. But I was like, I'm gonna try to do a list, and this is what happens when you do a list. I guess we're better when we just freestyle it.
Having a list is one thing. I always feel it's what is the old line, preparation or glory favors the prepared or whatever.
I don't know if that works in podcasting though.
I don't know either.
You gotta have some type of a plan. I would.
You do have to have an outline to follow. I mean,
well, my outline sucks.
Hey, I can fill time real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Johnny was asking me earlier about my shirt. He said he thought it was cool, right?
Yeah, it's a G
the
shirt.
The Berg is this recreational group that
The
I'm
basketball
part of.
league.
Right. It started as a basketball league, but we're doing soccer now, and we'll be doing other sports like kickball and volleyball and things going forward.
What about dodgeball?
We will have dodgeball tournaments.
See,
Yep,
y'all are getting.
Yeah.
You get it, bro.
Yeah. So we'll be selling these shirts pretty soon. You can get you one of these.
Yeah.
And then also we give scholarships
Berg
out to
shirt.
some of the high school kids. We got this kid
Really?
now, Carol Montejunis, who's started out at UTSA his freshman year, and then he wanted to transfer to UT, so he got his grades up, transferred to UT, made the dean's list, and so now we got to double his scholarship because that was part of the deal. If he made the dean's list, we'll double your scholarship.
No
so yeah,
shit.
we raised some money to give him to that, and that money is generated from people registering, the registration fees from the league. So it's fun, man. You get out there, you get to meet people, people you may see around the community and not really know how you connect with them. And then you play sport with them. You're on a team, whatever. It's
I've been
cool.
wanting to do the basketball thing.
Yeah, you should. We just started up our basketball league. It's Tuesday nights. First game starts at 5:30 at the First Baptist Church over by Walmart.
What if you got no game?
Dude, you're looking at the guy with no game here. But I like going and playing. I just like going and running and
But I
playing.
look good in my shirt.
but I show up. I got the slickest shoes, and I'm.
That's me.
Yeah.
No, man, but that's cool. I'm glad that's badass that y'all did something like that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, when I remember it being just a basketball league, that's badass that it's evolved to more. That's good. Fucking humanity.
Humanity, bitches.
That's one thing.
He's all about it.
Yeah.
That's G.
Yeah, so
like
check
you
us out on
said.
Facebook, The Berg. We are a Facebook group on there. You can see our upcoming events, see what we're up to, tournaments, things like that. You can also go to theberg-fbg.com and check out what's going on there. So
Cool.
anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No, not at all. I was thinking like, man, the growth, like Chris was stating, and the community and all that. I was like, man, that is super solid. That there's all that to be had for you.
And I tell you, it is a cool thing. Like I've been playing basketball there with them for probably 3 years now, and like all the guys I met, like I said, some of them I would never know them, but now you see them around at the restaurants or Walmart or wherever around town with their family, and then
Sup, baller.
So
There's a certain kind of camaraderie and respect.
Even
sure.
when I was helping Chris out, we were at a guy's house, and guy full on walked in and was like, "Oh, hey, I know you play basketball and such over it." Well, it's probably just
because I used to school his ass and he never forgot me.
Well, that's why I want you to go play, because I know you were pretty good.
Like,
come on, don't be modest.
He would drop balls all day on me. I hated it.
I was like, "Oh, you want some?" Get out of there.
Took it to the horn, and it hurt, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that was better. Your little spiel was better than what I got. I got old basketball player, which we saw, the guy who, and then I got in-laws, because hey, who doesn't like in-laws? You know what I'm saying, guys? That whole, and then I got cursive, because cursive is the lost art. People don't. They don't. I write in cursive. If I'm writing a letter, I write in cursive. I don't write print ever. Y'all, what do you write in?
It just depends. I think I probably do write in print a lot of times if I'm writing a letter out. But even signing your name in cursive, my daughter, she's 10, she's asked me to teach her how in cursive because she likes the way it looks all smooth. They don't teach them cursive.
Yeah,
really?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
It's a dime. What do you write?
I straight just print.
Chicken scratch.
Yeah, chicken scratch. You know me, bro. Like I'm all over it. So, I enjoyed the cursive. I just kind of think it was so, I don't know, like
classic.
That upper level classic that I didn't ever want to do it. Yeah. So I never felt the urge to present that to someone. Like you said, you write all your letters.
I can't
like
write print, dude. I cannot. And if I do write print, it looks like a second grader. I can't do it.
What's the messed up part about being a lost art? There's so many things like that the kids are losing. That's shitty.
And then I also have this.
At least I knew what it is and know kind of.
Well, yeah, because in 10 years nobody is going to know what, or maybe 20 years nobody's going to think about.
Yeah, I'm not really sure when they stop teaching them, but like I said, my daughter's 10 and
she
they've never
doesn't.
taught her. They've never shown her how.
I wonder what the reason is.
So does she feel like there's this mystique to it? Like when she asks you about it, like
she probably like thinks it's probably like an art form is what she like drawing or whatever. You know, it's the fancy writing or whatever. You know?
So that's at least she has that to want to learn about. You know, so
it is the fancy writing. You look at the Declaration of Independence, cursive.
Yeah.
You look at any kind of old literature of some type, it's going to be in cursive. You know,
I'm gonna start going home and practice my cursive again. Then
it's nice.
Like
dude.
I got that. You know what I mean?
I got nice curves with my shit too, man. It's like a fucking fat girl, but with the skinny waist, it's just rounded in all the right areas. You know what I mean?
I remember in grade school though, coming up,
I made big OS's.
When you'd have to write an essay, your draft or whatever pre-draft could be in print, but your final had to be written in cursive. So how we had to turn it, I think until like 5th grade. Yeah, your final draft or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. I remember that being
hammering that. They're hammering that into you to learn. And I wonder what made them all of a sudden just fucking break off left and to not.
By high school, I don't recall ever having really to do cursive. It just kind of happened, you know what I mean? It just, at least that I can recall. Like
now they don't even print really. Everything's on the computer. You know, everything's typed in their outline, everything. They don't probably hardly write down anything on paper.
And I wonder if that's why, because when you text anything on phones, when you read anything on phones, nothing's cursive anymore.
It's all print.
I can read a whole letter in cursive. I would like to see you hand a cursive letter to, how old is your daughter?
10.
And I would like to see a 10-year-old
and see how they react.
See how they can digest that with their eyes. And, you know, I just wonder why they stopped. I wonder if it's because, like I said, the format of texting, everything. Newspapers, I guess, are all. It's all.
No, but newspapers have been in print since since we created the printing press.
And it was in print.
Yeah. So I don't think it was that. I think it's just their lack of want to teach.
I think it was like it had to do with like a shift in what they thought was important in the curriculum. Like they started moving more to even more standardized tests than what we took, and we took a lot of standardized tests when we were in school. So now I think they just teach that sort of stuff, and since a standardized test is a Scantron or something like that, there's really no need for you to be able to write in cursive. Like something has shown more importance than learning cursive.
Yeah, because everything's multiple choice. I guess, right? Yeah. I was talking.
That's wild. That's
yeah. It is. Logically, it makes sense. I was talking to a mother recently, and we were talking about the educational system, and her child is in San Antonio. Good school, I'm assuming, because she lives in a nice area. And she was totally talking about how she is just lost all kind of respect for the school system, because she says that her kid isn't learning anything of substance, you know. And he's 12, 13 maybe? Mm-hmm. So I think he's 13, yeah. So for a mother to say that, I think that speaks volumes, because normally it's something that I think has always been out there, but I think everybody kind of gets just lost in the shuffle, where it just is like, yeah, just you let them ride the wave. I think. Yeah, I think
it's. I like it. It's kind of like a given that they're gonna learn and they're gonna do their thing and let them do it or whatever. I don't know if that's what you're trying to say, but.
Well, I think it's just become it's like a fucking like a warehouse that's just pumping out the same item, conveyor belt. Stamping out shit, conveyor belt moving, stamping out shit. This is this. It's like a machine. I think that's the way the school system is. It isn't really. I think we're in such a different world. I actually saw a really badass video that talked about the school system. There was a guy talking to people, and he says, "This is a car 50 years ago. You know, it was like an old fucking wind-up car, you know." Yeah. And he goes, "This is a car today," and it was like a fucking Tesla, right? And then he goes, "This is a."
Our teachers had character, I think.
This is a phone in 1950s, and it was one of those old phones on the fucking wall that you had to put your ear up to, you know. And he goes, "This is a phone now," and it's fucking what Felipe's got, you know. And then he says, "This is a, you know, just whatever." Anyway, but he goes, "This is a classroom in 1950, and there's all kids sitting in desks or whatever." And he goes, "This is a classroom now," and it was the fucking same classroom. Kids sitting in the same way. He goes, the way that they were teaching kids was to work in assembly lines, and to like that was how they taught kids, you know. It was, you were taught early to kind of have this idea of how life is going to be. So they broke it all down, and I think it's in that same system that nobody does the same jobs that mattered in 50 years ago. You know what I mean? Like I think you got to teach the kids differently now. You know, I just don't know if there's enough money to do that.
Well, there's just like I always say that. Time is money, You know,
you'd have to reprogram the whole system. That'd be fucking hard to do in such a grand scale of America, to reprogram the educational system, to start teaching kids, start teaching people different in college. Because just think of that process of having to rewire the system like that. So you'd have to start teaching these college kids differently so that they can go to college, learn, and then go to school to become teachers to teach the kids. So it would be such a huge fucking process. And maybe
where to jump into the circle?
Where to even start?
Yeah, is kind of like, you know, if you start with just the kids now, I see what you're saying, then it's gonna, I don't know, man.
They've made subtle changes, like we have fucking computer lab and shit like that now, but I think it's bigger than that. I think now they gotta, you know, not all kids are gonna go work. Well, hell, trades, fucking like what I do. No kid wants to go do that.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
They don't want to do jack. From what I'm hearing,
to be a carpenter.
From what I'm hearing about the general workforce coming out of the youth these days, is that, you know, it's pretty dismal as far as their work ethic. And that's not speaking on all of them per se, but, you know, just
in a perfect world, what would be your, and we'll start with Felipe. Like in a perfect world, if you had your 4 classes for one day, what 4 classes do you think would be most important? And you can even make a class up. Like for instance, you know, you got your math. I think math is important for a kid to learn.
Oh, for sure.
I think reading is important for a kid to learn because that's how you get more information. But I think there should definitely be a trade class for everybody to know if that's your shit or not. You know what I mean? And then the 4th class, fuck, that's a tough one for me. Maybe like a banking class or like a life class of some type. Like you get to learn how to do your checkbook.
Checkbook.
Yeah, you don't need that no more. So I don't know.
That's a lost art too. There's kids that don't even know how to keep up with their bank
Well,
accounts.
there may be a budgeting class of some type. You know what I mean?
Budgeting would be big for a lot of people. They don't have any concept of saving or how to utilize what they have saved and so on and so forth. That would, I think, go a long ways for not just helping a person, but helping humanity again, because that just echoes throughout. That person can teach someone else and their kids, and it just without ever having that ability to learn all the little knickknacks, if you will, what we call hacks these days, you know, and like getting tasks completed. You know, it can be sometimes a real big task, it seems like. And
I don't know. I guess this is a tough question for you because your sister is a teacher.
Yeah, she teaches Spanish at St. Mary's and art. But I would say probably, I don't know. I mean, I think like you're right, like math, you know, understanding of arithmetic and numbers and formulas and how to solve them and things like that. That's necessary. Science, I mean, you got to know how the earth and everything works, you know.
That's a good one.
Science.
That's a good one.
And then English, like you said, you know, reading and literature. But I mean, you said, what did you say, reading? And I think also like writing though, like English, like
I'd say those are akin to each other. Right. Reading and writing,
all in English. Yeah. So those.
So like, as in like learning cursive? No.
yeah, could be. And then the 4th one I think would really, that's kind of how they did it. I think when we were in school, right? The 4th one would kind of be up to you. Like if you had an interest in a trade, well then you take a trade class. If you want to do
to see if you enjoy it,
right? Then you take that for a semester or a year or whatever it is. So you start to learn that kind of stuff. That would be the 4th one for me. It would just depend on the individual, what they chose or what someone tailored towards them.
See, and that's anywhere from home economics to auto mechanics to shop, I guess.
Anything to choir to band to whatever.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I like. Yeah.
You got to promote the arts, you know.
My cousin Michelle, she has a boy who had graduated not too long ago, and he was gonna follow his father's lead and just become a plumber. She's like, I don't want to be a plumber and who knows what. And I was like, a fucking plumber gets paid plenty cheddar.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor. I don't know. They might make, you know, maybe they make $60, $70 an hour. You know, some plumbers can pull that type of money too to get $60, $70
especially
an hour.
around here.
Yeah, you know, maybe more. I might be undercutting it.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't want the secret to get out, right? But they can charge plenty.
Yeah, they make big.
You know, so I thought it was pretty shallow of her to think that him going into a trade like that was
look down.
Yeah,
Dude, I
like,
actually,
dude, if you want money, the kid's gonna make it. You know?
I actually posted a quote by myself because I'm vain like that. That I would quote myself on my own Facebook. But
wise man.
Hey, but
when,
when you hear it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah.
Let's see how You're for sure you're the only person that strung together these words.
I think so.
All right.
Because nobody can be this stupid. But I said, to judge a man by the clothes he wears for work is like judging how a car runs by its paint job.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Say it again.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And then, I said, and I thought so too. I said, to judge a man by what he wears at work or wears to work is like judging how a car drives by its paint job.
Oh yeah.
This is how I said, and that's the same thing. Just because that man is a plumber, what makes him less of a man than a man who's a doctor?
Just because he's a tire.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean shit. Just what he's wearing at work doesn't mean that's him at home or whatever.
And there's like a stigma about there's just kind of a stigma to being a plumber or whatever attached to it. But there's really not not every plumber is going to unclog a fucking toilet or do something.
No.
A lot of them do new construction. They don't even touch dirty lines.
Yeah,
they put new pipes in and everything.
Yeah.
They go home probably cleaner than most other people.
Well said. That's great point, dude. Because like you said, the stereotype is a fat fucking wife beating motherfucker with this ass crack showing, fucking walking in with this belt, holding the cigarette, and said it's gonna be about $4 or $5. You know, and,
total.
Like Felipe said, that's not the case, and
not always.
And I work construction, so he's exactly right. What he said is fucking gospel.
Come in, new construction, boom. All they did was touch. Fresh pipes,
clean.
And usually they're really in shape dudes anyway. You know, they're a bunch of our age guys. You know, fucking in shape. So. The world has evolved, even myself, and I have to say, I've been working at the hospital this past 2 weeks, and I'm a carpenter, I'm dirty, I fucking do some remodeling jobs, so, and there's a lot of people in that hospital that I think are pretty uppity, so whenever I'm walking down the hall dirty, carrying my towel to go cut my tile, I'll be like, how are you, good morning, whatever, and we just talked about this on the last podcast.
Yeah, just being nice.
Just being nice, and it's amazing how many people would not say it back, because I'm a dirty looking fucking
No, that's our tile guy.
Yeah.
Don't even say what's up to him.
That's just like you said, the mystique of being a blue collar man,
Yeah.
It's looked down on. You got to have a degree to be somebody. In this world, I think.
I noticed it just post us graduating and getting out there and all that. That it seemed like the trades itself, like we're talking about lost arts and all that, was becoming its own lost art. Every other person I talked to was going to do something just like school related. They weren't going to get into a real trade of sorts. They weren't going to become like a plumber or a construction guy, like you said.
I realized it 2 years ago when I went to the homecoming football game. Homecoming is everybody gets to go out on the field and they have their date and they say, here's Juanita Guevara, father Chris Guevara, mother Aaron, or whatever, and she's going to school to be a lawyer, and all these kids, dude, their jobs that they were going to school for were like these plastic surgeon or biological engineer, all these really crazy jobs. I'm thinking to myself, where's the hard-working guy at? You know what I mean? Where's those guys
where's
at?
the cat that just gonna do your every day to day?
Nobody's gonna take over their pops, construction company or whatever.
It's going away. I think there's actually probably really statistics to prove that.
Absolutely.
That the trade, the people want professional jobs. They don't want to do what so-called, I guess, trade jobs or whatnot.
Let's see if we can find some kind of a grid.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're exactly right.
Well, and that's because kids are told, like we were told. I mean, starting probably around us, to do anything or make anything, you got to go to college and get that degree. Right?
That was the total, I say lie that they tried to feed us. I quickly figured out. I was like, shit, I'm doing good. I don't even need that. I interact with plenty of people that did supposedly go to college. And I'm like, they're fucking dumb as shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's the weird part about the deal with Mexico, the whole immigration thing. I think those immigrants are really filling in a need for the lack of trades.
Yeah,
these guys
are willing to come and lay rock
Exactly.
and dig holes and
I think that's where America's really going to take a hit if the wall, which I really don't think the wall is going to fucking do its job.
That's all.
But let's
propaganda.
say in a fucking fantasy world that wall actually fucking does what it says it's going to do, and immigrants start pouring in. Who's going to pick up that slack?
Your bag of grapes is going to cost $20 a pound.
Is fucking Rylan gonna fucking do it? I don't think so. You know what I mean?
Skylar.
Yeah, Skylar, don't forget to pick the potatoes.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? That's just not gonna fucking. Anakin, yeah, he plowed that fucking field today. No, he didn't. You know what I mean? Like it's really, I think it's gonna hurt America really bad. But let's see if this chart I pulled up makes any sense or not. It says oldest skilled trait jobs. We got electrical and.
See, I was reading it, but I wasn't sure. So the red bar is that share of 45 plus workers. Does
I wonder if that's age.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. And then the red one is 55 plus workers. I would think what we would really want to know if those were ages is, I guess the percentage would tell us what the percentage of young people were, but.
Yeah, I don't think that's a really good chart, to be honest.
It doesn't. I don't think it breaks down what we're trying to find.
No, I don't think so either. Which all I typed in was job trades.
Trade job chart. Hell yeah.
I wasn't trying to finesse that shit.
You want me to throw one out there for you?
Yeah.
Trade jobs versus white collar.
Collar jobs?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have put it in. Why millennials are choosing blue collar jobs?
See, well, that's telling us it's going to be
the other way.
Yeah.
So we're
over here talking shit.
Yeah, we're saying
we're behind the trend. We're thinking it's happening. It's already happened and going the other way.
Huh. Reviving blue collar work. 4 myths about trade skills.
So maybe we didn't see this coming, and that's why the wall's got to go up to keep these people from stealing those jobs.
That might be. You never know. Well, that's interesting.
That is. We've been talking this whole period about it. That actually they're coming around. I don't see it happening. You know, all like you said, any job site you visit, there's not too many fresh out of high school kids. You know,
a lot of older guys. Like for instance, the company I'm working for, I think if they tried to hire some younger guys, it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna. They're not gonna. And if they do,
they'd have to been worked on real strong, like by their parents and grandparents as they grew up. I think that works out in the workforce. You know, for a good person that can perform tasks and is willing, it has that strive to make it happen. You know, when a lot of people just sit around and watch it go down. If that's what until someone says, "Hey, get in and perform this task," they're just kind of like watching it, or who knows what.
Right. What else I had on my list besides where Cursive left off? I had the movie Be Quiet. I think is the name of that movie.
The horror movie?
Yeah, with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, which are a married couple. Yeah, they're it's supposed to be a scary movie. Everybody keeps talking about it. Maybe we can check out a trailer real fast. And I also had The Last Conversation of Your Life. Because I was watching something and this girl says, this is going to be the last conversation of your life. And I thought to myself, who the fuck would be the last conversation I'd want to have? You know what I mean? Like, who would I want to talk to if I knew this was the last conversation?
If you could pick it?
Yeah, I guarantee you it wouldn't be you two fuckers.
No, for sure.
Oh, so you're picking the person to have your last conversation.
Yeah, like who would your last conversation be with? You know
So, are you anyone alive or dead or
it's just your last conversation
history?
of your life? You know
last conversation of your life.
Like who would you want it to fucking be?
I kind of, it seems so deadlocked that I don't know that I could, like it's.
Yeah, between what, like 2 or 3 or
between all the different circumstances.
Oh yeah.
So who is, like I said, are they dead? Are they alive? Do you really get to have an extended talk? Is it just a hey, like you're the last person I want to say this to, or all that is like I said, it's well.
Yeah, you're right. It would depend. I was thinking I had a pretty good answer until you started saying all those variables, and then I was thinking, well, maybe it would be something else.
If it's my last true sit down and I chit chat and then.
All right, then we're gonna make it funner. Then who are the if you walked into into a bar?
But I guess.
Well, then check it out. If you walked into a bar and you knew you were gonna fucking die when you walked out because you died in a car accident from getting hammered with these people, and you fucking walked up to the bar and there was 3 dudes sitting at the bar, who are those 3 people that you'd want to be walking up to the bar to hang out with? I think for me, one would be Abraham Lincoln, for sure. Johnny Cash. And I think for just an elegant woman feature, just to add a little bit of softness to the fucking it would maybe be Mother Teresa. And she would be buying the shots.
And she another round, guys!
She would be the one.
Another round! That's a pretty epic, I think little historical chit-chat you'd be having with. So
got music, it got humanity with Mother Teresa, and then you got to me I thought, even though people give Abraham Lincoln shit for owning slaves, but he still put the effort to free and because I know a lot of people
I think he was just like situational. I don't know that he would himself well, I mean he did himself, but I mean all in the matter of circumstances. I think he owned slaves. It was like the time and place, and he might have, I don't know if he inherited them or not, but I think that's how some of that shit went. That it'd be like us getting on a general American for what's hot right now that everyone's doing. Like getting face tattoos. Like oh man, I can't believe that guy. He had face tattoos.
No, he was just doing it because everybody else was doing it.
It's the time and place.
Well, but the ironic thing about that is if he was doing it because everybody else did it, well then why did he take the stand and not do it when everybody else was doing it?
I think he still saw the shittiness in it.
Oh, for sure.
And just it.
Dude, I tried to watch Birth of a Nation a few times. That movie's fucking rough. Dude.
Yeah, you never seen that?
You know what?
It's like he said.
It's rough, dude.
Yeah.
And to think that shit was even real. So who are the 3 you'd want to hang out with?
Man, even still,
put on the spot.
Like you had good ones because you had like historical figures that it would. So I don't know.
You said, he hit the music. That would be G.
Yeah.
But does he have his guitar with him?
we're fucking in the fantasy land.
Of course he's got his guitar, and he's steadily strumming and talking. And
it could change if you ask me next week. But those are the 3 I had, for sure.
Yeah. It's really hard to narrow it down. I would say it was, there'd be so many like I think like if I dying and like I didn't get to tell my daughter everything, so maybe I'd want her to be there because I'd want to tell her some stuff.
And that's what I thought about when I originally wrote the question. I was like, well, I'd want to talk to my daughter.
But if it's just in the bar, you can talk to any 3 people that are dead or dead.
We're doing the bar sequence in this.
You're gonna
bar sequence.
Bar
sequence is a good narrative because. If you just leave it wide open, it's like we all got to interpret it as. Right. But when you say, if you were to ever say like, okay, last words,
we're talking about we're walking
bar narrative.
Yeah. Mine's kind of a weird one then because I would probably go with if I was going into the bar and could have a conversation, it'd be probably my dad, Uncle Carlos, and Appa. Yeah,
that'd be dope. That'd be real
just
dope.
to hear their stories,
The razzings.
Yeah, what it was like growing up, what it was like for Appa growing up, his drunk stories that he would have. That dude probably had some crazy stories.
Oh, migrant worker and a half, man. My mom told me a lot of good stories about that. Her being the oldest, she saw a lot of the what they did.
Yeah.
I've heard those stories. Who you got?
Well, I'm gonna have to steal from both of you, I guess. You know what I mean? So yeah, like talking to your line would be the shit.
Yeah.
I think I'd want to go back and talk to the homie that actually crossed the big waters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Christopher Columbus?
No, like in our families. You know what I mean? Like whoever came over from Europe and all that type. You know what I mean? Like what it was like, what he was leaving, all that shit. That seems like an epic story to me. You know how as humans we have the nature to move on or become like dug in where we're at. I think to hear that guy's stories would be G. You know, like he's like the dude that set out and brought us here.
So you're going for your ancestors.
Yeah. Well, that's one homie, right? And then I'd have to talk to like Genghis Khan. That dude would be G.
Yeah.
He's a philosopher, a warrior, all that. You know, like and then I'd have to have a lady like there just to mess it all up, right? I think someone super sexy like Sophia Loren or
Calamity Jane came to mind when you said that woman. I was like, Calamity Jane, but she's the rough, fucking tough bitch.
Yeah, that would be that other side of it, because you are in the bar, you're hammering it up with guys, you're talking dirty, right? You're doing storytelling. Maybe not every girl is for that, like given time and place, right? You know, some can't take that type of talk. You know, others get right in it with you. A Calamity Jane for sure is that type of chick. Like, you'd be fucking smacking.
Especially if you've seen Deadwood and how they portray her. She's at home in a bar.
I had a hard one. I wanted to throw Tupac in with mine, but it'd be like two separate conversations with relatives and then him.
I know. I should have said 5 because there's so many people. I'm like, oh, I should have said them. I should have said them. I should have said them.
Epic.
Yeah.
Like you said, you could probably do this every once a month and it'd be a different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you changed up the narrative of which in
criteria. You're in your deathbed. You can only talk 4 people. Who would it be? Okay.
Who's gonna be around you?
Yeah.
You're in a restaurant. No.
Who's holding your hand? And who's got the cross in the background? And who's like?
And then so like I said, I found the trailer to the movie I was talking about. Okay. So this movie is everybody's been talking about this movie. So let's take a look at it. See if we can go watch it. Oh, I might want to turn the volume up.
I don't do horror movies as is. So I can just rate it as.
I might turn the volume up. But this isn't like a gory horror. This is like a.
Oh, I like that kind.
This is like a thriller.
I like thrillers. Yeah, as long as the gory shit, I'm not into.
Well, people are talking about it so much that I'm thinking about going and watching it this weekend.
If it's like you say, thriller status.
And what I like about the movie is that the husband and the wife on this movie are actually for real husband and wife.
So they were acting. Well, they're banging it out or something.
Role play.
Role play, baby. What do you think?
Emily Blunt's hot too. She's
pretty. Oh yeah, no, she's guaranteed hot.
It's a fucking mean scratch on the wall.
It looked like some old barn and silo you'd see on a back road trip.
Mm-hmm.
In Fredericksburg, Texas.
Gillespie County.
Oh, they're deaf.
And they just can't talk. Because the sound will bring whatever it is they're trying to say.
Oh, is that what it was saying? I guess that's why it's called Be Quiet.
See, they're playing with like cotton balls.
Oh, shit. Well, maybe they're not. Maybe they learned to sign.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think they did. They can't make noises.
Because this monster hears everything.
Whoa, that's wild. That's a crazy concept.
Yeah, I've actually seen the previews. It looks interesting to me.
Damn.
So yeah, everybody's talking about this movie, man.
Looks pretty intense. It kind of reminds me of a more intense. You ever remember the M. Night Shyamalan one with Mark Wahlberg? What was it called?
Oh, yeah, The Happening.
Had to be quiet, like you didn't really know what was going on.
I think that was The Happening.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it was.
That was a good flick too.
Alright, y'all, we need to end this motherfucker. We're about to hit our mark here, so.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out with us,
thanks
man.
for having me, man.
Shout out to Bird, dude. People check it out.
Yeah, tell them again where to find you.
So you can find us on Facebook, the Berg Facebook group, website, theberg-fbg.com, soon to be .org. You can go watch us play basketball Tuesday nights, First Baptist Church by Walmart. Soccer Wednesdays and Thursdays at the HEB fields and the soccer fields at First Baptist Church also.
Dang, you got your shit down.
Is that anything you want to say?
Just humanity, get it out there.
Yeah, be nice.
People, please.
Right?
Be nice.
I just want to say shout out to my little baby girl that was just born on Monday, little June Eileen. Welcome to the world. One of these days you're going to watch this podcast and see what your dad was doing when he was younger.
See what us dummies.
And you're going to see Uncle Johnny, Uncle Felipe.
Check out the locks.
So yeah, man, girl, I hope you have a great life, and I'm going to do my best to help make sure you do. So y'all guys be good. Take care of one another, like Johnny said. It's one of those things where it's all up to you, and it doesn't take much to help somebody. Just like I said, a friendly hello, kind of one of those things.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
That's all it does. So.
Yep. There's a corny used up line. Be the change you want to see, and it's true.
Hey y'all, open mic. This is we are the 19th, and this is number 29. Y'all be good. Daddy taught me how to use my boots.